Hey everybody, Dr. Chatter here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about some drinks I've had recently, just because I want to start talking about drinks and actually sharing information with you rather than just getting really drunk. So I thought I'd start off by talking about two of the best whiskeys that I've actually had in recent history. The first is, ironically, Crown Royal Bourbon Mash. Now, why did I say ironically? Well, because Crown Royal is actually a Canadian whiskey company, and there are rules that govern whiskey. Yes, you might not have known this, but in order for it to say bourbon on the box or the label, it has to be American. It also has to be at least 51% corn mash and has to be aged for at least 4 years. And I know there are a lot of other places, there are small distilleries that aren't too well known, actually sell young whiskey and still label it bourbon. This is bad, this is wrong, and you shouldn't do this. It has a slight burn, but for a normal whiskey drinker, you can't really tell. And if you add just a tiny bit of water like some people do to their whiskey, no burn at all. Absolutely no burn. I mean, literally, like in a shot, you put in about that much water. It's literally just enough to knock it down from about 40% alcohol to about 35% alcohol. Helps bring out a little bit of the flavoring, gives you a little bit of that marbling that I always talk about in whiskey. But yeah, it is really, really good stuff. I totally recommend you going out and buying a bottle. Now, this company has been found out because, like I said, they're Crown Royal. They're a really big company. So people figured this out real quickly, and they recalled a whole bunch. The stores that already bought it, they get to keep it, but let's hope they just take the bottles, slap on a new label, and call it really fucking good, or super smooth, or a number of other different things. But I will show you, I don't have any of the whiskey anymore. I've gone through 3 bottles of this, but this is exactly what the bag looks like. Everything really nice, kind of cream color with the more of a copper instead of gold threading, and then of course the bottle, just a standard Crown Royal bottle, says bourbon mash on it. So I guess in a way it's cool. I got to drink illegal booze, but and it was good. But yeah, you really shouldn't do stuff like that. Crown Royal, you should have known better. As I say, knowledge does change the world. But before I go, I'm going to tell you about another one. It's slightly more expensive. It's about twice the price. Not quite. But super, super smooth. Chivas Regal Extra. Now, this is as smooth as the Crown Royal Bourbon Mash. However, I would say the Bourbon Mash has a slightly sour taste to it, probably because it might be a sour mash. This, however, was aged in sherry casks, so it has a very sweet flavor to it. Well, not overly sweet, but sweet for a whiskey that's not flavored. This is the bottle. As you can see, it didn't last long in my house. I've had 2 bottles of this. Also really, really good stuff. These, between the Chivas Regal Extra and the Crown Royal Bourbon Mash, these are quickly becoming 2 of my favorite go-to whiskeys. Although, like I said, I am trying to cut down, and I've cut down a lot. It just doesn't last long in my house. It's whiskey. Now, make it vodka or even gin, beer. That'll last a while in my house. Wine will last a while in my house. Whiskey, no. Rum, probably not. And if it's really good vodka, that's gone too. Brandy will last forever. I don't like brandy. But that's just me. You might like it, and I do know a lot of stuff about brandy. We could talk about that in another episode. But yeah. Stay safe out there. Don't drink and drive. And remember, knowledge changes the world.